Good morning on this Thursday, the 3rd of June, 2021. Another bright day developing out there today. Lovely run of weather. It's almost hot for Ireland. Wouldn't be so hot for most of our American friends, but been a lovely couple of warm days. A few showers yesterday, but lovely time. Had a good time out at Jay and Holly's last night celebrating. It was AJ's birthday, but we celebrated AJ's birthday on Sunday, and so yesterday, even though it was AJ's birthday, we celebrated William's birthday, and just had a good time of fellowship. And the family from the church came, and just really grateful for times of fellowship like that. So, looking forward to another day coming up. Working on messages for Sunday, God willing, Sunday morning, God willing, we'll be looking at Mark chapter 10, 1 through 10, about God's plan, God's design for marriage, and the application that makes into our lives today. And then Sunday night we'll be looking at 1 John and the family's relationship with the Father. And two problems pop up real quick. There's a problem of darkness and there's a problem of sin. And we have the answers to both of those as we lay the foundation for the book of 1 John. So looking forward to that on Sunday night. So anyway, we're trying something this month. We're trying to do a proverb on the day. There's so many to pick from. It's hard to pick one verse and focus on this. Today is the third, so we're looking at Proverbs chapter 3, and a lot of people's favorite verse is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, which is, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not unto your own understanding, and all your ways acknowledge him, and he'll direct your path, which is a beautiful verse, but that's one that so many Christians know. I decided to look somewhere else. I look just above that. Proverbs 3, verse 3 and 4, if you want to look or just listen, says this, talks about the importance of light and mercy. Let not mercy and truth forsake you. Bind them about your neck and write them on the tablet of your heart. And so find favor with high esteem in the sight of God and man. Most of us like to be liked. Most of us like to be well thought of. Almost all of us would like to be seen as a decent fellow or a decent girl. And we want that to be part of us. And Solomon tells us here, a couple of things we can do. He says, let not mercy and truth forsake you. Bind them about your neck. Our appearance, mercy and truth, ought to be a part of our lives. And mercy and truth being a part of lives ought to be written not just on the outside, but written from our heart. And if we do that, the Bible says, we're going to find favor and high esteem with God and man. Mercy and truth. Inner mercy and truth, because everything on the outside comes from the inside. So mercy and truth need to dwell within. We need to, as God has shown us mercy and salvation, we need to be able to. We need to be sure that we show mercy to others around us. That we're merciful, decent people. That we're not looking to respond. We're not looking to get angry. We're not looking to get our own back. But we want to pour out God's mercy on people around us. Every time we see somebody in need, we ought to be jumping at the chance to help them and pour out God's mercy. Another thing they said here is that we need to be people of truth. When people hear us talk, they need to know that if we say it, it's true. It's that simple. They never need to doubt us. There should never be a question about whether we're telling the truth or not. We should strive for an attitude that people, when they hear us, we do. The problem is when you build a reputation as a liar, it's really, really hard to get over this. And so, the way to be a good testimony is when my friends on the canal meet me, and they need to, and I see them and I talk to them and try to witness to them and try to be a friend. They need to see me as a man full of mercy, and we have conversations. And my talk needs to be a merciful talk, of goodness and responding properly to difficult situations and how to respond to opposition and how to deal with the world around us. And I ought to be sure that I'm always a truth teller. I don't say things that are false. I don't even imply things that are false. We need to bind them around our neck. They need to be obvious in our lives. It's almost like there ought to be a sign on, say, ought to be wearing a badge or a sign that says mercy and truth dwell here. And it'll be so clear that it's that obvious that people can see it in us. But as I said before, we can be merciful and truthful on the outside. We have to have that mercy and truth on the inside. And that ought to be our goal today. As we go through today, as we go through life in general, We need to be focused on making sure that our hearts are full of truth and our hearts are full of mercy, because then we find favor and high esteem in God and man. Of course, the most important place there is God. But it's important that we have the attitude of being merciful and truthful to the people around us, so that they are pointed to our God. Because if we have that kind of life, that's the kind of life people are going to want to have as well. And as we point to our God and we show them, this is a God that wants to show you mercy. This is a God that always tells you the truth. You can trust him. You can trust him for now and trust him for eternity. Let's go out. We're in that necklace of mercy and truth for all the world to see.